Something over there is making the craziest sound. I mean, it has to be a bird, but anyway. What's up? It's Kyle, back with another vlog. I'm over here at the South Coast Botanical Garden. It's just easy for me to walk over here and just kind of collect my thoughts because there's hardly anyone here. Got all this open space, see? Check that out. This is just like one little meadow. Anyways, my last talking point I wanted to make while I'm here is that I'm almost 50. Where do I go from here? You remember that song they had, I think in the 90s? It was like, where do you go, my lovely? I wanna know. You know it, right? Anyways, I think about that a lot, you know, because I'm approaching the big 5-0 next year. And where do I want to go? I always think career-wise, like where do I want to go? Because I've been doing what I've been doing for like so long. And the idea that I might switch it up or do something different kind of trips me up. So I really have to almost give myself into the universe and ask the question, like, yeah, where I'm going, but what am I becoming? Who am I becoming? And will I allow that change to just occur? And I'm a Taurus, May 1st Taurus. I'm stubborn. And I like to sit in a pasture that's just right and stay there. But, you know, if the grass is no longer green, I definitely need to go over to a new pasture, right? So I need to consider how I'm gonna be in the next 5, 10, 20 years. But when I first graduated, I didn't actually really think about so much like that kind of idea, like in a decade or so. I kind of had a vague idea of where I might be living and what I might be doing. But now that I'm, you know, settled and things like that, and my career is almost being unsettled, then it's thrown me for such a loop because I almost had an absolute that I'm gonna be doing this and doing what I wanna do. So the idea of design has changed, the idea of photography has changed, but I don't think the idea of creativity has changed. And I know they're tools. All the things that we have, Photoshop, Illustrator, I mean, look at the versions that they're on right now and where we started. I started using Illustrator and Photoshop back in '94, and they have changed so much. But I never saw the changes as threatening. And I never really thought about the graphic designers who were maybe coming into, as we were coming into the field, and we were adapting quickly to all that new stuff. Maybe they were having a hard time, and maybe they thought, this is it. This is sunset for me. Maybe I gotta change things up now. A lot of them, I think, you know, moved out of the industry, and, you know, we came in just thinking that we owned the place. And now what's happening? It's probably like a whole new crop of designers coming in, and rightfully so, they're gonna come in with the same attitude, with new ways of thinking. So it's just a cycle. But I will lean into what I know and what I can do. And in the last video, I was talking about like switching up the focus of my business, because it's been graphic design, traditional graphic design. So what I want to do is to target more of the general market and just to aim my services at something that's more approachable and affordable. Just getting some shade because it's hot today. Yeah, so I want to do something that's more approachable and affordable. Nothing that will cheapen any kind of way. It's not like I'm going to like reduce the quality of my work or give them anything subpar. It's just finding out, working smarter and producing a package that is going to be more desirable. Because I look at, say, the general contractors who you see driving their trucks, doing their thing, they're always employed. And I think that school taught us to aim for this kind of high echelon, but in that way, I always felt like it was a little bit stuck up. It was kind of like stuck up to think like, oh, I'll never like do this kind of like blue collar kind of work. You always had to do something abstract and just, you know, work with that 1% of the top companies. And if you did achieve that, great, that is cool. But I think that time to do that is finite. And at some point, we are faced with reality like we are right now. We are being smacked with reality that the old business model that we have, my business model is not broken. My prices are not necessarily broken. It's just that the customer of yesterday is not the one that we have today. Not the one that's worrying about everything that's going on with the economy or the families and different things like that. And we still want to pursue all our endeavors, all our creative endeavors, while feeding our families. But we need to just be smart about doing it. And maybe drop the egos and don't bask in the glory of what was. Maybe just accept what we got to do right now. So right now, I'm going to start planning for my 50th. Definitely go out not go out. I'm gonna do something really fun for my 50th. I'm gonna celebrate that I've been able to survive for 50 years and I've been able to thrive in what I do for 50 years. So I think instead of worrying so much about that next step or a future that's kind of out of my hands, how about I celebrate what I've achieved in 50 years? And maybe you do the same thing. The chips will fall where they'll fall. And I'm sure that if you have made it this far in life, then you've been able to adapt and to find new ways to move through life, through relationships, through work, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't want to go out into my 50s with a negative mindset. I think I want to go in with a positive one and one of appreciation. If this resonated with you, let me know. Let me know how you walked into your 50s. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next vlog. Thanks a lot for listening. Peace.